Welcome to Both Down, episode 49, the number one Blood Bowl podcast.
In Seattle.
In Seattle?
Yeah.
Why are we number one there?
I'm sure it'll be explained later.
Okay. I'll just trust you
Unless
on
they
that.
got the wrong city.
That's great. That's just a shout out to our boy Marshawn Lynch, who's out there.
Jesus.
Scott Prime wants to say hello to you, and so does Kilowoggy.
I'm pretty sure he doesn't listen.
Introduce
Thinking
yourself.
more of Case Bolt.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, as Scott said, introduce myself. I'm Steve Kilowoggy. You're Scott Prime.
Yep. What
Okay.
is this?
What?
It's 10th month of
Gosh,
year
shut the
prime,
hell
right?
up.
It's like the 10th and a half month.
Anyways, so in case anyone's wondering, my computer still sucks. I beat the Blood Bowl again, and it crashed again.
And I got to watch it live, so his frustration was almost as deep-seated as the Cubs losing 4 straight games to the Mets.
Not even close. No. But there's probably zero chance I go and play the Blood Bowl again until I get a different computer.
I will say this. The Cubs might have lost 4 straight games, but you know what they did do? They beat the Cardinals.
That's all that really matters. It's like OSU beating OU. It's like, yeah, we only won 1 game that season, but that's all that mattered.
You guys, if the Mets or whoever else wins it, they can thank the Cubs for knocking out the 2 best teams in baseball.
It's true.
Before the Mets knocked out
And
the
then
3rd best team in
Taking
baseball.
a vacation and just not coming back from vacation.
I blame David Ross.
I always blame David Ross. Actually, I blame Castro, but that's me.
That's your fault, that guy. My guy is David Ross.
Hey, what if we trade both of them for, like, nothing? Just take the nothing. I'm good with that.
It might work. David Ross is pretty much a nothing.
I'm pretty sure this is not the baseball podcast.
It can be.
Baseball podcast.
I told you before that I tried to create a Blood Bowl game based off baseball, right?
I don't believe we've discussed this.
So
Remember here?
I love
like
baseball so much that I love Blood Bowl and baseball. Kind of found them both around the same time.
Mm-hmm.
That was '89 when they started watching the Cubs. They were
When
on
they went to
TV a
the
lot,
playoffs,
and
yeah.
then they went to the playoffs, and so the magic was all there. So I was like, I'm going to create like a Blood Bowl game, and like every team could be a mixed race. So I made up this little chart where you could just roll, and all these different races, were on the thing. And so I made up a couple of teams, and I had all these tons of tables and charts, and when ogres are up to bat, that they get a plus, whatever to the pit to hitting because they're strong. And
bashing and
I
agile
remember
pitching.
trying to get my friends to play it, and they weren't so interested. So I played 3 or 4 games by myself, and I thought it was really amazing. And
Any good?
I don't remember. I thought it was, but of course
We need to find those rules.
they're not around, dude.
I don't doubt that.
So yeah, I tried to make it. I think I called it
Bash Bowl.
I don't know. Baseball, probably
Blood Bash.
Blood Ball or something.
Blood Ball?
Probably.
Bloody Balls.
Whatever. Baseball, Blood Bowl.
I'm good.
I was like, why not?
Like it.
I could do this with everything.
Let's do it.
Remember
Kickstarter.
Yeah. There's no new games on Kickstarter.
Not at all. It's an untapped market.
It is an untapped market. Did we talk about last episode about the Iron Golems?
We discussed about it, but it hadn't finished.
Did we discuss how I backed them in the last 7 hours?
No.
Okay.
So you did.
So yeah, within the last 7 hours or whatever, we talked. I think it was the night we talked about in
Yeah.
the last podcast. I went and checked it, and I kept looking at the models and looking at the models, and of course they have the best painters paint the models
Of course.
there. And I kept looking at them, and I was like, really do like these models. And then I got paid that day, and I was like, I got my last bit of overtime in. I kind of looked at things. I was like, well, actually, I'm not going to order them because they're going to come in 5 billion pieces.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's the cool Chaos Dwarves that come in so many pieces?
The Volmerian ones from Greedo.
Right.
Grebo.
Love those models,
Mm-hmm.
but they come in 17 pieces
Insane.
per
Yeah.
model or something. I over-exaggerate, but you get what I'm saying. So I thought, I'll just ask the question. That way,
You tried. They didn't
I
respond.
tried, and
No
they
big
didn't
deal.
respond. Or if they did respond, say, yeah, it comes in 2 pieces, it's probably not worth me building a whole bunch of models.
Right, sure.
because I don't like building models.
Couldn't
so
tell.
if somebody like a representative from Impact polled me and said, "Would you like more customization?" I'd say no.
You don't want to glue the ears on your rhino?
No.
Sure.
So he got back with me and like I went to bed at like 1:00 that morning. I woke up and he answered the question of like, no, they're all one piece except for the big
Death roller?
death roller thing, which I know you had to put that together.
Yeah, sure.
And I was like, dang it. And so then I kept seeing the prices go up, and I unlocked more and more positionals or the free miniatures. And then by the time it was over, including the miniature that you had me add on, I even talked to Spencer Stevens about it. And anyways, I bought them. I spent $150.
That's how they get you.
I know.
But it's worth it.
I haven't laid down hard cash on like a team in a long time. Because I ordered all those GW teams through the store.
Oh, yeah.
The comic store,
Yeah.
and worked them off near the end there. So, yeah. So, I actually paid a bunch of models. Paid a
Cool.
lot of money for some really awesome looking models, though.
And now you're going to pay to have someone do them.
I keep telling myself, because we've been playing Arcadia Quest on our game nights.
Yeah.
And, I painted those models, which are bigger, than.
Much.
But they don't look terrible. So
No,
I've
they
been
look- they look
telling
really good.
myself, like, if I could do that going really fast, I could paint these. So I've been trying to talk myself into like, paint this team. This will be your final team that you paint. You're going to be old man soon. You're getting there. And then I can retire by painting this team.
I don't see that happening.
I don't really either. There's just too many models. And I care too much. With those
Oh, yeah.
Arcadia Quest figures, it's like, who cares? They're better than gray plastic.
That's the biggest
And
thing.
then I was so proud of those. I'm like, these look really cool.
When you care about the actual models, you're like, oh, these are too awesome for me to screw up. And then you paint them, you're like, okay, I need to put a lot of detail on these because I'm never touching them again.
Right.
And then it takes forever.
So I don't know when those things are going to come in or get minted or however.
Second quarter of next year, I thought.
Oh, is it that far away?
I think so, yeah.
I'm not not really that I'm in a hurry, but
You'll forget about them.
there's
They'll
a
be
lot
a present.
there's been a lot of cool teams out there, but this one just hit at the right time and everything. So
Yeah.
when I had extra money,
Makes sense.
and I kind of wanted, I don't know. I like all the dwarf teams though. I like the 3rd edition dwarves.
Yeah.
I like the old Dungeon Bowl dwarves that nobody likes. I think they're all cool. So maybe that's just me living through it. So what else has been going on with you?
Blood Bowl wise, we had our team meeting finally
Yeah, we had
after our season ended 6 months ago.
No, it feels like 6 months ago. I think it was about 5.
Okay.
You got a trophy
Thanks for correcting me. Yeah, I did.
from the wrong year, but you got the right
It
trophy.
has the wrong year and it has the wrong look to it, too. If we're going to reorder it, might as well get the...
What
now
if
that the other footballs are back in stock.
So,
Oh, no, there's a pirate head. Never mind.
yeah, we get our awards through Crown
Trophies.
Awards, Crown Trophy Awards, or
Those
whatever.
Crown Awards, whatever. There's like 3 of
They're
them.
on the website. Yeah, they're on the web everywhere.
Crown Awards.
Crown Awards, yeah. And we had to change. I guess we're out of the little pirate head that we use for our
Yeah.
NIT.
Nobody wants a pirate head as a
so
trophy.
we got like a little creepy castle thing.
Um,
It's cool looking.
Kind of. Yeah, it is.
And I swear you sat over my shoulder when I ordered those. So,
Probably did.
So we just
look.
didn't. Yeah. So Steve got an award from 3 years ago
For this last year.
for the last year.
Whatever. It all works.
Still got an award.
It goes in the trophy case.
I got an award. I
Yeah.
got 2.
Whatever.
Whatever. MVP, dude.
Cheating MVP.
My Minotaur got an award.
I've never
Minotaur.
gotten an MVP.
It's random.
I've
luck.
had the best players in 4 or 5 of the seasons and never got an MVP.
That is true.
It's bullshit. It's rigged.
It's not rigged.
It's totally rigged.
It's totally random.
Nope.
But at least this year, the best player won it. You could argue that.
Yeah, he was better than Action. Action sucked as a coach.
Anyway, any other great news? We got some awesome Threadball things
we
that
got the Threadball
you ordered for us.
bottle openers in.
Yeah,
Those
they're
are cool.
awesome looking. Is there still some more of those available if other
I
listeners
have
want to get?
no clue. It's on TFF.
Oh, okay.
Talk Fantasy Football.
It's like these markers that you could also be bottle openers. So
Mhm.
that'd be great if you like to drink beer or soda pops.
I like to drink bottled root beer at tournaments. So
Yeah, that's good.
that'll come in handy.
Good stuff.
I'll look like a man. Pop.
You're always going to struggle to look like a man.
Yeah, that's fine. I accept it.
So do we want to...
So what are we doing with this Halloween-themed episode? Ha, 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 ha.
Well, we're going to talk about...
You say it as a vampire.
Say it as a vampire.
People really liked my star player vampire that I made.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, I saw that, but I don't know.
So if Hungry Troll doesn't make one, next Nuffleween, we're getting us a Jim Johnson figure.
Really? You're calling that right now?
Calling it.
Wow.
Unless it's, illegal to do so, then I'm not calling it.
Well, how's Hungry Troll doing?
I have no clue. I don't think they asked.
Well, we're going to talk about how
You have
Chaos...
to say it as a vampire.
We are going to talk about how Chaos teams are ruining Blood Bowl 2 and the whining that goes on from everybody who plays them.
No, it sounds like you.
Oh.
No, we're not going to talk about that.
I kind of want to hit on it.
Okay, if you're complaining about people playing Chaos, yes, Chaos sucks.
Play a random league. That's all I wanted to put across.
As-
We don't have that problem in our league.
That's for damn sure. Have we ever had a claw palm guy? I think was your Minotaur this year a claw palm.
No, he has Mighty Blow piling on.
Never got claws.
No, he never got Claw. And I had a Chaos Warrior that had Claw and Mighty Blow.
Right, but
And
never piling on.
And no, he might have got piling on near the end. He does not have the block part of it.
Oh yeah.
But
And I had a
but
Blitzer on my Amazon team that had block and mighty blow.
right.
Block, mighty blow, and piling on.
Right. Which makes those players very unique
Yeah.
because they come into their own.
She was a killer.
No, seriously, I've seen a lot of people just, and it's part of the game because Chaos at like a certain level are really good.
Yeah.
Because of those things. And I'm sure there's a lot of non-tabletop people just building the best team to win, and you can't blame
Yeah,
them
they
because
don't
when
know
you play
better.
video games, that's what you do. I mean,
Especially with the new game, where there's not a whole lot of races to choose
right.
from. Although they can't play Chaos in the new game because,
Yeah, Chaos is in the
Chaos
game.
isn't there. Am I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is we haven't experienced that problem because of random skills. And I'm sure that if we didn't have random skills, if you're playing Chaos, like
Yeah.
me and you have, and Brian, we probably would have had that problem. So, or at least some of those players like that.
Probably. Yeah.
I just always theorize, though, like, how many games do they have to play to get that Chaos team up to that level? Because you got to still get the SPPs to get the skills. I guess they start
Yeah.
once
it's
you
true.
get the block and once you get the mighty blow, then you start breaking the armor and you
Yeah.
get the claw.
There's less people in the field. It's easier to get an advantage.
I guess so, but
sure.
man, I don't know if I have the dedication to play like 40 games to build up my team. It
You probably feed them the ball at certain points.
I don't know. We don't play that way, so
No, it's nice.
we wouldn't understand. So who knows? Maybe one day I'll start a digital league and with only people that will play with random skills. Only the people I could trust.
That'd be awesome.
Nobody I can trust though.
No.
Anyways, so I got to talk like a vampire.
Talk like a vampire, and you can tell us what the episode's about.
So today's episode, does that sound like a vampire?
It's a good one, yeah.
Okay.
You could do it as a mummy if you want.
Now, Stevie, what you need to do today is clean your room, and then we're going to talk.
That's really offensive. My mom's dead.
Oh, she makes even a better mummy.
She's an undead. She'd just be a zombie at this point.
Okay. You wouldn't want her to be the mummy?
We didn't wrap her up and take her organs out.
Oh, okay. Zombie mom. That'd be a
Silver
great show.
Bells?
Yeah.
I don't think we should do Zombie Mom to Silver Bells.
Okay. All right. So we're going to talk about...
Stay tuned after the credits for Zombie Mom to the tune of Silver Bells.
Zombie mom. Good stuff. Oh, the tangents. Today we're going to talk about Undead teams in the second edition.
All of them are highlighting just one.
There was only one.
Oh, makes sense.
Kind of
Okay.
Then we're going to talk about... Oh, Then we're going to talk about some star players.
Undead ones.
Undead ones.
Oh, you want me to do it? You tired of being a vampire?
Yeah, it's pretty stupid.
And then we're going to talk about Nuffleween, a tournament for Nuffle that is in November because Nuffle's number is 11. Chance.
Oh,
that's why it's in November.
Exactly.
And also, it's after Halloween, and we kind of have to fudge with the dates.
Of course.
Because of OU.
Saying he didn't know that?
No, it was brought up on the podcast.
Oh, that knucklehead.
If you'd listen.
No. That knucklehead. I don't listen to other people's podcasts.
Yeah.
That is not true.
I know. You listen to everything.
I do listen to everything. There's
Speaking
a few of them
of-
I'm not caught up, but I'm getting there.
I don't think we've mentioned 2 new podcasts.
I thought...
Or did we? Percy the Troll and another?
I cannot
another
remember.
one? We probably did. I don't know.
We'll save it for shout-outs.
Too late. Just did it.
Okay. So there's Percy's Trollcast,
Yeah.
which is more slanted towards... I guess... After hearing one episode, it's probably going to be kind of fluffy, but more towards the video game.
They mentioned us a couple of times, and I'll just say that our influence is felt very, very heavily on their show. It's very nice.
Yeah. It's very... Yeah, there's similarities.
Yeah. It's
That's
very
fine.
cool. Yeah, absolutely.
And then there's also the Anything But a One podcast, which...
I thought I would hate because it's like 4 people, but they actually tend to control it well. Although I think second episode they didn't bother to introduce themselves.
What?
Or I missed it.
You hate that podcast. You like every podcast to come in like you're the first time listening to it, don't you?
Well, you can't. There's 4 people. I can't tell your voices.
No,
apart.
I'm saying that because you gripe at me like sometimes when we forget, and I'm like, it's not a big deal. And you're like,
No,
well, what
well,
if there's a first time listener?
yeah.
And I'm like, okay, that makes sense.
So
I got you.
we're always somebody's first.
That's what she
I
said.
don't know what that means.
So yeah, that's what we got on tap. So let's get out of this long intro and let's get to the next segment right after this break.
Both Down is brought to you by Wizards Asylum, your premier source for comics and games in Norman, Oklahoma. Check them out online at their new home, wizardsnorman.com.
So for the first segment, we are going to talk about the Undead team in 2nd edition. And as you're saying, there's just one Undead team back then, right?
Okay, so going back to 2nd edition.
So let's talk currently, 3rd edition, we have 3 technical Undead teams, right?
Right, we have,
Undead, Necro, and Khemri.
and some people like to call qualified Nurgle. I've heard some people call them like, well, because they're dying.
Yeah, but they're not
It's just in
Half and
some
half.
people's brain,
Sure.
maybe they think they're dying and because they can infect people. And
Oh, that makes sense. They
Take 'em
came
over,
back to
but-
life. Yeah.
but I would call the 3 Undead teams: Khemri, Undead, and then Necro.
Okay.
So, yes, back in 2nd edition, there was just the Undead team. The most famous one is, of course, being the Champions of Death, which would not be both down approved even by me if I just made it up.
Right.
But
How about their coach?
It has such a legendary thing that it's like, to me, it's one of those exceptions to the rule of
Right.
names. You know, these legendary guys, and they're the champions of the dead. And
It was back when there's only a few of them around, so they just picked up whatever names they wanted.
and in the fluff too. Now, I don't have my 2nd edition companion book with me, where all the rules were for necromantic. You had a necromancer, and you had to actually have you had points allotted to keep your guys alive.
Oh.
In an undead sense. And that could kind of fluctuate, and as they got skills, they were harder to keep alive and stuff like that.
That's kind of neat.
That was in the 2nd edition book, or the 2nd edition companion book. I'm just going to go off.
That's also when they had aging, too, right? So that was probably kind of to offset the aging, since undead people don't technically age.
I think it was more so, I think it was, because the teams could probably get too powerful.
Yeah. So
And
it makes
and
it
then-
harder to keep the ones with the more skills,
Right.
just like aging.
Like I said, that whole book is nothing but a lot of extra rules. So
Okay.
I'm just going to look at second edition today. I
Okay.
didn't want to convolute this segment too much here. So we have the Champions of Death. Their coach is the famous Tom O'Landry, the Undying, which up until recently, Siggy Lama thought that was just a cool name, but it's really a pun off of Tom Landry, the old Dallas Cowboy coach.
That was one of the things that got me into liking Blood Bowl, was reading some of the fluff and seeing Tom O'Landry and going to the graveyard and getting players and just different things.
Which always blew my mind because as a kid, when we got into Blood Bowl, I played football, American football. And of course I was like, does that mean the Champions of Death are kind of like the Dallas Cowboys? But then we have the Dark Side Cowboys. And you get what I'm saying? Because it was basically somebody just taking the pun of the coach and probably just working around like, oh, he could be a necromancer and we could do this Champions of Death and all this stuff. But
can we just speak for a second about his name, too?
Sure.
Tom O'Landry. Am I missing something? Because really, it's just like, let's take Tom Landry and make him Irish. And then add the Undying.
If there's something there, I don't know.
Get it.
If there's some joke there, I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, for all I know, this was play tested behind the scenes with Jervis Johnson, and they played it with Sean O'Landry, and so he made a pun off Tom O'Landry. I don't know.
That works.
I have no clue.
I was always curious if there's some British colloquialism that we're missing out on.
If there is, I'm sure that the British listeners of both them will tell us if they ever catch up to our podcast because they're too busy listening to the 3 podcasts that are currently out there from England.
Yeah, makes sense.
Right. So when you guys catch up here, let us know.
Jealous much?
If we're losing listeners, sure.
We lose listeners just by talking. We're good.
Oh, most definitely. This year, Prime Stuff's killing them off slowly.
I don't doubt that one bit. It's killing off hosts, too.
It's only going to get worse with the year of Kilowoggy. All right, so we have the Champions of Death. They are supposed to be the supreme undead team of the Blood Bowl universe at the time.
Right.
And even so much that in the second edition, when there's a team spotlight that's telling the players' names and stuff, they actually have separate stats for their skeleton players than if you were to make up your own undead team.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
So, for example...
Because in the fluff, the champions, to get the best players, they'd go to the graveyard of Blood Bowl players and just reanimate them, right?
Right. That was the thing is that, there's somewhere in the fluff where it talks about how... I think it's the Dwarf Giants are upset that Tom O'Landry's raiding their star players when they die. Mm-hmm. He's going to the graveyard and raiding their best players and stuff.
So that would explain why those skeletons are better than just regular skeletons that pop up.
Right.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go down the stat line just really quick, and there's gonna be I'm gonna knock out the stat lines that don't matter.
Right, because second edition had different skills that we no longer use.
Right. So the linemen and throwers, they could move 3.
They had thrower skeletons?
Yep. They had a strength 3. The lineman had adds 2. Thrower had adds 3. The thrower had, back in second edition, there was a throwing skill and a cool, which was how you threw the ball and how you catched.
Okay.
And the throwers had no pluses. But for example, elf thrower had +2 on his throwing skill, and a elf catcher had +2 on his cool, so he could catch under pressure. The throwers have no modifiers, good or bad.
Huh.
The catchers were a little bit faster. They could move 4. They had 2 strength, 3 agility, and they had a cool of 0. So they could. There was really no great modifiers.
Those were all skeleton positions, though.
These are all skeleton positions.
That's neat.
They actually had a thing where you can, if you follow the rules to the next page, there's a place where they have mummies. Mummies replaced players on a 3-to-1 basis.
Okay.
Back in second edition, you'd field your 11 players. But if you put an ogre on the field, you took 2 off and put the ogre on because they counted as 2 players on the field. With undead, mummies counted as 3 because they were so powerful. They had 3 movement, 6 strength, 1 agility, and 11 armor.
Yeah, that makes sense then.
Okay, so they were really powerful. They also had this disease called tomb rot. So if you got this, you could get this infection. You had to roll to see if you could actually hit them, kind of like our hideous appearance and stuff. If you got a serious, if they gave you a serious injury, they could give you this tomb rot. Let's see, looking at the books, says on a roll of 1 through 4, he contracts tomb rot. So it was very easy to contract tomb rot. The infected player must miss D3 games while he undergoes treatment for the disease. So it was a powerful thing.
Yeah.
So that is like standard undead team back then. You had mummies and skeletons. Okay, so the champions of death.
That was it on a regular undead team?
That was it on the regular undead team.
Oh.
Okay, so
because there was a separate werewolf team at the time, right?
Yeah, we'll talk about that here in a second. So the champions of death team is same movement line for all 3 positionals, 3-3-4 for lineman, thrower, catcher. But the linemen for the champions of death had 4 strength, 3 agility, not 3 and 2.
Jeez.
They had a higher armor, so they were a lot better. And then the throwers still had 3 movement, 3 strength, 3 agility, but they had a +1 to their throwing skill, so they could throw the ball great. Armor didn't change; it stayed 7. The throwers are pretty much exactly the same, except they had what would be the equivalent of more go-for-its, which was a sprint skill.
Yeah.
And that changed from all sorts of numbers. Like back then, the mummies had 0, so they could not go extra spaces, no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe a human catcher, for example, had sprint 4.
Mm-hmm.
So you could take a chance up to 4 times. So the catchers had a little bit extra movement in their sprint category, and they also had a cool of +1. So they kind of acted kind of like human, with the pluses and pluses to catching and throwing it. So these, if you played the champions of death, they were a lot better than if you made up your own undead team.
And back in 2nd edition, when you made a team, you just made 11 characters, right? There was no monetary consideration.
The campaign book brought in money.
Right.
So, like, when we played our season, I think we didn't get the campaign book until, like, week 9 or whatever. And I think we just didn't worry about money until the next season that we started, if I remember correctly.
But back then, you just picked however many people you could?
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, we kept full rosters and stuff.
Okay.
So. Unless they were injured, and then they missed that game.
Sure.
Don't tell me why we just didn't cut people and then then hire new ones. Probably because in our mind you didn't cut people unless they died. So
right. Makes sense.
I mean, that's just how we, you watch football. People don't get cut mid-season. Or in our little 12-year-old minds, that didn't happen. So
team management back then was a lot different.
Yes.
And it kind of makes sense because it was a lot easier to die back then.
Yes. So you were talking about where's the werewolves? Where's the necro teams?
Mm-hmm.
There wasn't a necro team. There was a necromancer who created the undead team.
Yeah.
And that's where you'll hear a lot of people say, well, we shouldn't have a necro team or we should get rid of the Kimry team because they don't belong and they were just put in 3rd edition to fulfill an army in Warhammer, which probably was the case, but I'm fine with all the different undead teams, actually.
Yeah, I like it.
But
I like having differences.
I've also heard people say they ought to drop the undead team and just have a necromantic team because that's the roots of the team.
Yeah, whatever.
So anyways, back in 2nd edition, there was a werewolf team. And the werewolf teams were nothing but pretty much human linemen until you transformed them. And then I'm going to read this off because this is just a crazy skill.
Yeah.
Okay, so werewolf teams. Werewolf teams are always made up of 16 linemen. So naturally, we thought you always have 16.
Makes sense.
Because in the books, it tells you like what they typically, dwarf teams are made up and stuff. So that's where we got that stuff. These may be normal human form or may change into wolf form during the game. See the special rules. Transformation. Each werewolf must enter the field in human form, including returning after injury, but may change to wolf form at any time. A metamorphosizing player falls to the ground at the start of the werewolf turn. He stays there, writhing, until the end of the next werewolf turn. When he rises, following the normal rules, in a new form. While changing, the werewolf is considered to be prone. Werewolves may not transform while in the dugout. They must be on the pitch. And then when they became werewolf, their stat lines as a human lineman were 4 movement, 3 strength, 3 agility, 8 armor. When they turned into werewolves, it was 4 movement, 4 strength, 4 edge, their throwing skill, their cool went down to like -2, -1, but armor 9. So they were like a good all-around team.
They kind of became almost vampires that we have now.
Today's vampires, yeah.
Because the 4 movement doesn't mean anything. Because it's really...
4 movement
that
was like average
like 6,
back then.
Yeah.
So,
it's like 6 now.
Right. So they were kind of a good all-around running team when they were werewolves. But you had those couple turns as they were writhing, turning into werewolves. So what usually happened... In our league, they didn't do great. I think they had like a winning season, like 9-7 or something. They didn't make the playoffs. I know that. But usually you could get almost all the way down the field with a fast enough team before they popped up and could get your ball carrier. So, but then after that, it was a pretty struggled game. Kind of a hard-fought game after that. So anyways, that's them. Kind of a unique, goofy rule for 2nd edition. You guys complain about goofy kickoff tables and stuff. Special rules for the skeletons. After a skeleton kicks the ball, including kickoffs, roll a d6. On a resulter of 5 or 6, the force of the kick has disconnected the skeleton's foot bone from his leg bones, and the injured player must retire to the stun box in the dugout.
That's just stupid. Isn't there one about skeleton facing off against werewolves?
Yep, I was about to get to that.
Oh, okay.
Here we go. Woof woof. The following rules apply to the player in the wolf form. Werewolves hate everything alive. The werewolf must make a block if it ends its move adjacent to an opponent. The werewolf coach may choose which opponent to block if there's several possibilities. If there's a skeleton on a pitch, a werewolf must always try to move next to the closest skeleton and make a block. If the skeleton causes a serious injury or killed result to the skeleton may not be repaired. The wolfman has run off with 1 or 2 vital bones. The werewolf is also removed from the pitch and is placed in the reserve box in the dugout. This represents the werewolf running off to bury the bone. The werewolf may be substituted by another player if one is available. If the werewolf starts a move adjacent to a tree man, roll a d6 to see if the player gets distracted. On a resulter 1 or 2, the werewolf may not do anything else this turn because he's peeing on him if you didn't catch that.
Right.
Because dogs like to pee on trees.
They do, marking their territory.
So there's some 2nd edition fluff for you. But yeah, so there was werewolf teams, awesome. There was undead teams, and then there was the Champions of Death, who were a good undead team.
Right. And then Nurgle and Vampire came out in 4th edition?
Yes, they came out. They came out later.
Yeah.
I mean, 3rd edition came out, and then I think those experimental rules happened, and then they became like, I think in the book officially in 4th edition.
Okay.
4th living rule book or whatever,
right.
If I remember correctly. Because I know at a time that there was like a vampire lord, which from what I understand
right.
is what turned
into amazing.
Yeah, turned into the star player that we all know and love, Count Luthor. But yeah.
Any major star players from the team?
What's that?
Any major star players from the team?
For the Champions of Death?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was...
like, who did they have on their roster? So I assume it's like, I don't know.
Oh, the Champions of Death in the book, they had... No, Hubris Karth is a dark elf.
That's true. Not Hubris, Humorous Carpal.
Oh, well, Humorous Carpal, I believe, comes from... No, he doesn't. No, he's not in this book, so I don't know where he comes from.
Okay.
And I thought he was, but I guess not. So, star players, we have the famous Rom-Tut III.
Of course.
Of course, he was a mummy even back then. He had a faster movement than most mummies as he moved 4. And he actually could sprint twice. He had 7 strength.
Jeez.
11 armor. Block 3, Mighty Blow 2, Toughness level 4. So he was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Back in the day. And golly, that guy would give Tomb Rot so many times. I hated playing against that team because you got all your guys.
Your team wouldn't be there next week.
Yeah, you might have won the game, but you had all these guys infected with Tomb Rot, and it was like, damn, this is awful. Of course, there was Wilhelm Chaney. And we still have him today. Back then, he had intercept, he had tackle, and toughness. He wasn't really that great, honestly.
Still isn't that great now.
Yeah, but a lot of people like him.
I don't know why.
Well,
He seems cool. Werewolves are always cool, but they just never seem to do well for me.
I don't have real good luck with him either. And I hated playing him that one time
Yeah.
in the tournament. So, yeah, screw Wilhelm. Everybody knows my hate towards that guy. And then finally, the last, what I guess I would call the official Undead star player, is Frank N. Stein from the Brundar Grimjacks. But see, his race is listed in the star player book as human. So we just thought he was like a weird anomaly on a human team.
Yeah.
So Brundar Grimjacks they never were a necro team or an undead team or anything but a human team when we played. Just because this is what his race card said, human.
Yeah. Makes sense.
His alignment says chaos, but we just thought they were like evil chaos humans.
You had chaos humans, yeah.
Yeah, and his position was blocker, so it just made all sorts of sense. And his stat line is everything like a human blocker, except he had mighty blow and toughness. So we just thought he was like some weird anomaly for that team and stuff.
Maybe we should talk more about this in the next segment.
Yeah, but anyway, later in the fluff, they kind of rewrite Brundar Grimjacks as a necro team. So,
Okay.
But interesting enough, that's it. That's Undead, man.
That is the end. Where did they come from? Any, like, Washington or...
Oh,
Are
the
there any,
Champions
like...
of Death?
Yeah, are there any, like, locations that are they...
We can look that up really quick for you, Steve. Because I know this is the only time you really look at all the Blood Bowl stuff that you acquire.
I just like to acquire it and sit on it like a dragon.
Golly, I believe that.
Yeah. Every once in a while, like some hobbit thing will come by and I'll just eat them.
There's nothing obvious like their location or anything.
Okay.
Their team sponsors is the Temple of Mor, which was like the god of death in the old Warhammer things. Or like a god of death or something like that.
Yeah.
So anyways.
Well, that's pretty cool. So you want to end this and get back with star players?
Let's
More
do
in
it.
depth?
Let's do it, buddy.
Okay, so what's this guy's name? Ashy? Okay. Ashy, Bumper, take one. Cut. Look, we need to actually be able to understand you, okay? Let's try this again. Take two. Ashy, go. What the hell? Just say, both down, Steve and Scott. No, both down. Both down. Okay, forget it. And segment 2, we're going to be talking about the, I guess, Undead, Necro, Khemri, anything Halloween-related star players.
These are kind of like, yeah.
It's kind of a catch-all.
Yeah, anything that you would be scared of in a horror movie. No.
I'm pretty
Yes,
sure I'd be scared of most of those guys.
Yeah. Never mind. Except for like Puggy.
I don't know. Puggy in his armor comes up to you and
Puggy Bacon Breath in Leprechaun 15.
I would watch that.
Of course you would. Didn't you watch like Hellraiser 1 through 10 in one setting?
1 and 2.
You watched more than that in one setting.
No, it was 1 and 2.
Okay.
It didn't end until like 2 in the morning, but
Okay.
it was like the 5th and 6th movie of the day.
Ugh.
It was a good day you were gone.
I'm pretty sure that you think every day I'm gone is a good day.
I didn't have to say it.
I think the world knows it.
Yeah.
Those days where I'm gone all day, I know you just like don't even put on pants and you just get up and you're like, yippee!
No,
you
I
walk
always-
out to the lazy boy, you just watch TV all day.
I always have pants on.
Okay.
Always.
Just no shirt.
Well, of course. Gotta let him breathe.
Gotta let it musk out.
So anyways, speaking of disgusting things. So let's go over just the list of the star players that fit into that category. And coincidentally, these are the star players that you're allowed to take on any team at Nuffleween.
Right.
And we've done that since the beginning, haven't we?
Yeah, I mean, Nuffleween's been an opportunity for you to take Halloween-themed characters, or what we deem as Halloween-themed characters. So,
Right.
So yeah, let's just go over them, especially since, talking about some old school star players, let's talk about some new school.
Sure. So the first one we have is Count Luther von Drachenborg. And he obviously is a vampire.
He's expensive.
A very expensive vampire, but probably worth it. I don't know that I've ever taken him.
I don't really think I have either. I might have I'm trying to think of when I took him.
Does he play for anybody besides the vampire team?
He plays for, I think he's just vampire. I'm looking right now. Necromantic, Undead, Vampire.
Okay, I haven't really played any of those in the league.
I honestly don't think I've played with him. Since I haven't played, I don't ever remember taking him for Undead.
Okay.
But he's very expensive. I played against him,
yeah.
And he is a beast. He has block, hypnotic gaze, regeneration, sidestep, and 5 strength.
5 strength is nice.
5 strength is, yeah.
And 4 agility still?
Yeah, 4 agility.
Jeez. Hey.
He's not some terrible player like we made up last episode.
That was awesome.
It was awesome.
Hey, so next we have Crazy Igor.
He also can only be played on vampire teams, but he's not a vampire. He's like a thrall with some skills.
Yeah.
He can also be bit, just like if he was a thrall. His stat line is 6, 3, 3, 8, so he's a little bit tougher than a normal thrall. He also comes with Loner, Dauntless, Regeneration, and Thick Skull. I have played with him.
I don't see the point. I really don't.
Strategically, I can't tell you why he's good, but I played him last year at Nuffleween.
Yeah.
On a team of Amazons that had him and Willow Rosebark on the team. And both of the players were very much worth the money in my 4 games. I don't know if it was because I was playing Amazon, so this guy...
He just seems very generic.
He was tougher,
yeah.
Because he had the 8 armor. Like, I would put him in front of people's, piece that wanted... If I had to tie up something that was going to pound me.
Oh, well, I can see that, yeah.
And he held his own great, and there was a few times I actually used Dauntless and it worked. So I was surprised.
So yeah, on an Amazon team, I can see it.
Is he worth 120? I don't know.
It's kind of cheap for what you get.
It was kind of fun playing him. I mean, I enjoyed it.
There are no figures for this character.
No,
to my knowledge.
No, there's none that I know. And if
he's just a thrall. He's going off of the Igor from Frankenstein pun name.
I just need to get a new thrall figure and just paint him up.
That's like an evil henchman. Any type of evil henchman figure should probably work.
Yeah, if you wanted to make him different.
Yeah.
He could be like a green Igor. I don't know. Or a hunchback type miniature.
Hunchback would seem to make the sense.
That's probably more accurate, right?
Excuse me. Wasn't your hunch on the other side just a moment ago? You have no clue.
No. I know that's a line from a movie.
What hunch? Young Frankenstein.
Okay, yeah.
Or Frankenstein.
No, I don't. I've never seen it. Oh, dude. Is that the one with Yahoo Serious?
I will kick your ass right now.
I'm being serious.
No.
What is the Yahoo Serious movie?
I don't know.
Yeah, you do. It's
I
like
honestly
Young Frankenstein Young Einstein.
Young Einstein. Okay. Yeah.
Frankenstein, Einstein. They're kind of the same
I can sort
guy.
of forgive that.
Okay.
No, it's a Mel Brooks movie. It's amazing.
Never seen it. Probably never will.
So sad. Next up, we got Hack and Slash.
I have played Hack and Slash, and I hate his
everybody's
guts.
played him.
Well, he's cheap, and you think you're going to get a great player.
He's not as cheap as he used to be.
Yeah, he's 120. He can be played on Kimmery, Necromantic, or Undead. He comes with the Chainsaw, Regeneration, Secret Weapon, Sidestep, and, of course, Loner, 6, 3, 2, 7. I hate this guy.
Yeah.
But really, I love the miniature. I always want to play him, and when I do, it doesn't matter even if I get to hit first, because the kickoff result will be blitz, and then they'll blitz him, and they'll fall on his chainsaw. So I hate him.
It really seems like the first 3 seasons or so, we were always so scared of the chainsaw people. Because they were super cheap back then, too. Because he was like 90 or 80. And then, I don't know what happened, just like we were like, wait, we don't need to sit back. We can just kick the crap out of these guys and they'll hurt themselves. Oh, yeah. And then we'd never play him again.
Now, the bad thing about him is that sidestep. If you do not knock him down, he can really position himself in a good, a better position. But no, I hate him. It's a character that, like I said, I love the miniature. I have 2 hack and slash miniatures, actually. 2 different ones. One painted up as Ghost Rider.
Oh, that, yeah.
I can't remember the maker of
I
that
need
miniature.
the 5th edition one.
And then I have the 5th edition one. But I just hate the cat. I will never pick him.
I understand. Next, Humorous Carpal. Oh, obviously, hack and slash is a skeleton, if you didn't know.
Really?
Just telling people.
I'm joking with you, brother.
Okay. Just
relax, man.
Just letting it out, yo.
All right. Humorous Carpal. He's just Kimry only.
So, what is the dude?
He's basically a skeleton catcher.
Okay.
Because he comes with loner, catch, dodge, regeneration, nerves of steel. And he has...
Yeah, that makes sense.
He's only 130. I think Kent and them used him one year at Nuffleween.
Yeah.
I think they liked him, from what I remember. 7 movement, which is fast for Kimry. 2 strength, 3 agility, and 7 armor.
So, again, one of those characters that there's no figure for. But if he's just a Kimry catcher, and he can only play for Kimry, then it makes sense just to slap together a Kimry
Right,
catcher.
I have an extra Kimry skeleton, and I have a gold ring painted around him to be him if needed.
Should modify, like chop off one of those oven mitt hands for the humans.
Sure.
Or a Skaven, just put it on him.
If you give me an extra Skaven, I'll do that.
No thanks.
Okay.
Just an idea. Next, Ikitha Benoin.
This is an old dark elf thrower from the
Fluff?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
He's a former dark side cowboy.
Oh.
And
So is he Dark Elf?
Yes, that's why he can play on dark elves or Kimry teams. He has loner, accurate, dump off, nerves of steel, pass, regeneration, and sure hands. He's 220k, 7337. So he's like a dark elf runner.
Okay. So he's on our list. Why? Because he plays for Kimry?
Yeah. He's like a Kimry.
Okay.
He's pretty good. I played with him before. I mean,
Again,
he's a faster guy that if you have to throw with Kimry.
I have no idea where this name comes from. Like, at all.
Well, I'm sorry. I don't know either.
Okay.
Probably some playtester.
So, no figure. It'd be kind of cool to get, like, if you can find an Egyptian...
Elf?
Not an Egyptian elf, but... like a Egyptian character.
Mm-hmm.
And then make it like a...
Elf?
Like an elf.
Right.
No, I'm trying to think whatever like the wizards were called back then. You know.
Shamans?
Not shaman, whatever it was.
Anubius?
Anubis.
I like Anubius.
Whatever.
I just made that up.
Whatever.
The Rock from the Mummy
Yes.
Returns?
Yes, the Rock.
From the Mummy Returns.
What? Black Adam. Whatever Black Adam was.
A jerk?
Yes, a jerk.
A Takar?
Sure, a figure. He was a figure.
Okay. So moving on. Jate Your Lice, which is a pun off what name?
Jerry Rice.
There you go, Jerry Rice.
Took me forever.
It took me forever too. So now Siggy can like send us a text or a tweet and go like, haha, I knew that a long time ago.
Yeah, good for him. I know who my father is.
Hey, don't bring that up on the podcast.
I have no idea if that's true.
Well, let's let that
Of
be,
him.
dude. So, Jate Your Lice plays for necromantic, undead, or vampire teams. He has loner, catch, diving catch, dodge, sprint. Stat line is 8337, 180k. I have never played him that I can remember.
No. What is he?
I think he's like a ghoul.
See, I think werewolf because of ear lice.
Oh. Well, damn, that makes so much freaking sense in the world.
Does it?
Yeah, I mean, why not? Catch, diving catch, dodge, sprint.
Yeah, okay.
Necromantic. Oh, man. Yeah, so maybe he's one of those vampires that can turn into a werewolf.
Oh, that'd be cool.
I know Twilight's tried to erase that from my childhood, but used to vampires could turn into wolves or bats.
Yeah, it depends on the version. Some of them can't go across running water or rose petals.
Let's base this off of old Bugs Bunny cartoons.
Oh, okay.
Thank you. Witches can turn into bats, too.
I think in old Bugs Bunny cartoons, anything could.
Oh. Well, that's the world I want to live in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Next is the all-knowing, all-present Ramtut the Third.
Ramtut the Third. You like him. You like his name because it says Ram in it.
Also says Tut.
Right. So Ramtut the Third, he can play for Kimmery, Necromantic, or Undead. He is basically supposed to be the big bad mummy that we got in 2nd edition. Of course, his skills are Loner, Break Tackle, Mighty Blow, Regeneration, and Wrestle. 5 movement, which is a lot for...
Oh, yeah.
6 Strength, 1 Agility, 9 Armor. He is 380k.
So he's very much like the 2nd edition version of him. Because he's faster, he's strong.
But with no block.
Armor's not as big, and wrestle's just worthless.
Yeah.
It's not worthless, but...
It's just...
I'm not wrestling somebody.
You're just not keen to wrestle a guy down when you're 380k.
No.
And you have 6 strength. You want to pound with that guy.
Yeah.
So,
And I have 9 armor. So, unless you have block, I think I'm just going to take both down, take my chances.
I've never had an opportunity to play with him, but I would in our league if I got the opportunity.
Yeah. Now, this one does have its own model.
I don't
Pretty
know.
Awesome.
I don't know if I'll ever play with him in a tournament, though. He's worth so much.
I don't know how you...
Unless I do something crazy at Chaos Cup and play
Yeah.
with like all skeletons and Ramtut, which is possible.
That'd be cool.
You know, there's the Champions of Death.
The Funky Tuts.
Oh, that's a great name.
Should get it both down approved by tweeting at BD approved.
Well, why don't you do that? And let the little 2nd edition dwarf and Skaven decide your fate.
I don't trust them.
What'd you call your team? The Funky Towns?
The Funky Tuts.
No, that's a great name.
It's from... Never mind.
That's okay. They denied my St. Louis hams.
As they should.
Yeah, well, I didn't have a chance to explain why.
I'm
awesome.
Hams.
That is a great name. Moving on.
Okay.
Next player.
Setek.
Uh-huh.
Which is what?
I can't say his name. That's why I can't.
Oh.
Yeah. He's Kimmery, Necromantic, Undead, Skills, Loner, Block, Break, Tackle, Juggernaut, Regeneration, and Strip Ball. 220k, 6 movement, 4 strength, 2 agility, and 8 armor. For my money, I'd rather have him, and I played with him several times.
He seems really good. I can't get... I mean, it sounds Khemri, like the name, Setek, but I can't see where he fits on a Khemri team.
The way I look at him is he's a Blitzraw with a little bit more strength.
Oh, yeah. That
And he
makes
has
sense.
the strip ball, the block, the
Okay,
break
yeah.
tackle, the juggernaut. So that's what he is.
So just a really skilled up, more strengthy.
He's a strong Blitzraw.
That makes sense.
And he's worth the money at
Yeah.
220. He's probably one of my favorite players for the Undead.
Played against him a couple of times, and he's frustrating as hell.
Yeah.
So no model, just take an old Blitzraw Khemri and set him up.
Who could? See, I thought...
I was saying no official. I'm saying no official GW models.
Right. There is a
secondary
Tomb
market.
Guardian that is sold by Impact.
Yeah.
The one that doesn't have the hat.
Mhm.
That looks very similar to the GW one with the
Yeah,
hat.
same painter. I mean, same sculpture.
That's the one I would get for Sectech. Even though you think Sectech should have the hat and the other one should not have a hat. But whatever. That would be the model I'd go to first if I was just going to buy a model for him.
Everything looks like a mummy. Cut off his arms, put skeleton arms on.
Okay.
Like he's unraveled.
We're going to model. Yeah, we're going to model him. Whatever.
Fine. I'm just not going to contribute anymore. You don't appreciate me.
What's new about both down? Wow. Next player.
No, apparently I'm not needed.
You're very beautiful.
Yay! It's Sinbad.
Okay. Sinbad. I've never played this guy either. Because he's stabby.
Yeah.
I assume he's supposed to be a pirate skeleton like Sinbad.
I was thinking skeletons from the Seven Voyages of Sinbad.
Yeah, that's what I see too. He's for Khemri and Undead. God, this rule book I'm reading out of is terrible. Or my eyes are really bad.
So say it's the same one we've always had.
It's probably my eyes. Loner, block, jump up, pass block, regeneration, secret weapon, sidestep, stab for a cheap price of 80.
That is insanely cheap.
6327.
Still insanely cheap.
I might have played with him early on in our league, but
I
don't remember. I know I played against him. He is cheap, and if you can make a drive last pretty long.
Yeah. Or even if you're not goblins, never mind.
Yeah, if you're
unless you go to Nuffleween.
We'll talk about that in the third segment, Steve. So yeah, he's a pretty good little skeleton player with a sword.
Yeah.
And there is not an official model, but there's an unofficial model also sold by Impact, which I think is exclusive only to Impact.
Okay.
I think.
It's a good model too.
So, yeah, it really is. It's a nice little model.
And then I believe that brings us to the worst for last, Wilhelm Chaney.
Yeah, Wilhelm Chaney, you are a terrible star player. But I'm going to talk about you anyway. So Wilhelm Chaney, necromantic, Norse vampire. He's as loner, catch, claws, frenzy, regeneration, wrestle. He's 240k, 8438.
And if you don't know, the name comes from Lon Chaney, who played the Wolfman.
And second edition.
Yeah.
Well, he's a carryover, yeah.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely from Lon Chaney.
And there's an old second edition model.
There is for him.
That's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of my favorite models.
Yeah, I finally got enough of those now that I can turn one of my other... I can make that be the star player of Wilhelm Chaney and then have an extra one for my Chaos Pack team.
Cool.
Just because that's what I do. I don't mind his stats, honestly. Like, when I played him on Fumble, he has worked really good for me. But when I played him on Tabletop, he's always terrible. And I don't know what the reason is.
I played him once, and it was the same exact thing. It just seems like, for whatever reason, for us, that guy is cursed.
But some star players are awesome, but this guy, no, I don't like him.
Never been worth it.
Yeah, he's a bum star player in my eyes.
Yeah, bum.
You're a bum, Wilhelm. And one more star player. What was his brother's name? Wilbur?
Oh, yeah, Wilmer.
No, there's no star player.
Wilmer Chaney.
You can go back through the years of Both Down podcasts and listen to Wilhelm on one of those.
Oh, if people ask, we might have him back on.
I hate that guy.
We could have a special star interview episode.
I wonder if anybody will take him this year in Nuffleween.
I don't know.
Speaking of Nuffleween, maybe we should take a break
and come back with Nuffleween information.
Hello, this is Crazy Igor for Crazy Igor's Weapons Depot. Come on down and make a crazy deal. I'm slashing prices and slashing players and slashing I'm not slashing customers, but come on down and make a deal. I have bombs and stabby things and death rollers, anything you need that you don't want the refs to know you have. And actually, if you need it, I know the refs and can help you make a donation to referee balls. If you know what I mean, referee balls? Bribes. Yes, come and you can make bribes here too. But you didn't hear that from me, Crazy Igor. For I wouldn't do that. But I will cut prices and make them very low so you can get a good deal. Yes, at Crazy Igor's Weapons Depot.
For the final segment, we're going to be talking about Nuffleween, our annual tournament for Halloween, basically. And it's Nuffleween 4. It came... I've looked over these damn rules so many times.
It came from beneath the pitch.
Yeah, except on the rules it just says it came beneath the pitch.
No, mine here says it came from beneath the pitch.
But on the splash page?
Oh, on the website?
Yeah.
Does it just say it came beneath the pitch?
Hold on.
Wow, it does. Oh, yeah, it does say that on the splash page.
That is a whole different tournament, sir.
No wonder we've gotten so many responses from the ladies.
Like, I don't want to come to that. Real? Oh. So anyways, it's supposed to be it came from beneath the pitch. This is our annual tournament, like I said, for Halloween. We've themed it this year to be in conjunction with the Golden Tentacle up in Seattle, right?
Yes.
Isn't it in Seattle?
Seattle, Washington area thing.
Okay. Close enough. That's why I said it at the beginning.
Pacific Rim area.
Pacific Rim job.
That
was
up there were the former artist known as the Island Pacific artist as Willie Seaweed used to do artwork somewhere up that way.
Willie Seaweed?
Willie Seaweed is a real artist.
He's not
look it up.
No, I'm not.
Look it up.
No.
He's a Northwest Pacific artist.
We're probably making fun of his name. I was going to say it's an Indian name, so.
No, that's his real name.
Yeah.
I had to do a report
That's
on
what I'm saying. We're being racist.
That's a recall back from college.
Wow.
Art history. Boom. Nailed it. How you like that?
It's no Schwarzenegger.
Willie Seaweed is a lot better than Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, but Schwarzenegger has total recall.
Okay. Moving on.
Moving on up.
So, yes, this is kind of a homage. I don't know how you want to say it.
Co-sponsorship.
Co-sponsorship, yeah, however you want to look at it.
They do us a favor. We do them a favor. Everybody's happy.
I guess.
So, we've decided to bring Lewd Grip Whip Arm back into action.
So, for the last, this is Nuffleween 4.
Yeah.
For the last 3 years, we've had star players that you could use on your team.
Which we went over on the last segment.
Well,
any team can take those.
Any team can take the what we deem the Halloween star players.
Mm-hmm.
And in years past, they came with the fan favorite skill to encourage people to play with them.
Right.
And, so we saw things like, the Amazon team that had Crazy Igor that I won the tournament with. And we've seen other combinations of that stuff.
But yeah, fan favorite, I don't know if I've even incorporated it that much into the kickoff table this year.
Well, there's probably a reason why. So if you've been to Nuffleween before, you had that option to build your team and take one of those star players to get fan favorite. This year, we've stripped fan favorite from all those star players. Just because we wanted to do something a little bit different. So they're still offered to all the teams, but this year we get to add Lewd Grip Whip Arm.
Right. Because he came down to prove his worth at our tournament and brought all of his tentacly goodness.
All his tentacly goodness. Now Lewd Grip, to encourage people to use him, he will be the only star player that gets the fan favorite skill added on. So I'm assuming that at least Kent will have him on his team.
Yes. I think I know one other person because I told him I had one and I lied. I have one, but he's not painted. Oh,
I got you. So he's not a bad player, but he could be a good player for a team that maybe needs a ball carrier or
Absolutely,
something.
Yeah.
So you got plenty of star players, and we're encouraging you to play them. Not only that is you get to build your team with 1.1 million just to build your basic team, and then you get to add skills later for your team. Do you remember what the skill pack is, Steve?
Did we do a skill pack technically?
No, we didn't. You weren't ready for that question, were you?
No, of course not. I'm not ready for most things. Additional skills. After you build, you get an additional 150k you can use to spend however you want for skills on the team.
Right, you can get the normal upgrades for 20, doubles for 30.
And that's it.
There's no movement or armor like in most tournament rule packs.
And you can only assign one additional skill per player, and no skill can be taken more than 3 times.
Right, so you're going to have your 7 skills or whatever spread out to all your players. And
for a very specific reason, too.
Because Nuffleween has a trick-or-treat rule. So if me and Steve sat down at table 1 on round 1, right before the game happens, we'll see what happens. Trick or treat. Well, it defaults to a trick, which means we are going to roll a d8, and whatever number that player randomly gets, he'll actually lose that skill of the skilled positions.
Yeah, so we take our 7 skill players, number them, find out which one, and they lose the additional skill they got.
And then from that point on, if you win your game or tie it, you have to lose your skill by a randomization.
You get the trick.
And if you lose your game,
you get the treat.
You get the treat. You get to pick which skill is the most important for you to, or the best skill to lose.
Right.
Which ones are the best to keep. And you get to sit down and see who your opponent is and go like, oh, this is a dwarf team. I guess I'll go ahead and lose dodge now because it's not going to matter anyways, or whatever it is.
And you lose them for the rest of the tournament. So
yeah,
a little bit of strategy.
Yeah, so you're going to lose 4 skills over the course of the day. It's a 4-round tournament.
And if you do well, it's not going to be up to you which ones you lose.
Exactly. So, ever since we started doing the trick-or-treat rule, which began as a discussion up at Chaos Cup, if you remember, with the Swedes and Core.
Yeah.
Ever since we kind of did this, we've had a lot of feedback, the feedback usually is like, oh, it's tough, and oh, man, I lost this skill. And then you talk to them, and they're like, oh, I really love it, though.
Mm-hmm.
So we've had really good feedback. Like, everybody knows that it can be game-breaking to lose that sure hands on your one guy or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
But then they like the little challenge inside the game
and
of
it's
overcoming
all even,
it. Yeah. So we've had really positive results, and we can't wait. I mean, we have Halloween-themed trophies.
I usually buy decorations and candy and stuff.
We have decorations. We have we always do the monster cereals with the crit beast.
Mm-hmm.
Or
we have the crit beast.
I'm sorry, the casualty beast is what we call it. So whoever causes the casualty in their game, they get this little cool bat, and you get to hold on to it. And if you end the game with the bat, you get a prize, which is usually a box of monster cereal and something else. Usually, I think.
I don't know.
We don't have
it's been a year.
Yeah, it's been a while. So, do you know what you're taking?
I think I'm taking Necro.
Necro, huh?
Because I've taken Undead before.
Well,
or vice versa. I can't remember.
Well, I'd like to announce it now for those who are attending Nuffleween that there will be a team given away.
A very special team.
Right. So if you do attend Nuffleween, you're going to get
And it's painted.
The team that I'm giving away is painted, and it will... you know how like some people buy, maybe like pro elves, and they use them also for wood elves? Mm-hmm. This is very similar.
Right.
You can use this team for two other Blood Bowl teams, so it's pretty amazing.
2 other? Or just 2 teams?
I'm sorry, 2 teams.
Undead and Necro.
Oh, you're going to give it away?
Well, I mean... That's what I assume.
Okay. Well,
it's Nuffleween
Steve gives away everything. So.
It could be halflings and goblins. I don't know.
So it's going to be a great time. Did we forget any other rules here?
It's pretty much all the rules. We got a custom kickoff table and a custom weather chart.
So we started the custom kickoff table for the last 2 years? Or was it just this year and last year?
I think we've done it since the beginning.
Have we?
Yeah, this one we do the weird kickoff table. Oklahoma Bowl we keep straight. Spiky has weird rules. This one has the weird kickoff table.
Right. We don't do weird weather. So you people who are scared of the weird weather, you can just come to Nuffleween. And
we do weird weather.
No, we don't. Do we?
We better, or my kickoff result is wrong.
Nah, I think we fixed it.
Well, then all the rules are wrong.
No, you're good, man.
No, look at 7.
Yeah, we're good.
That's outside of...
The... Exactly. You want to go over this now?
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, but we fixed this, brother.
Yeah.
We did it so long ago, you might not remember. So Steve has always wanted to do the custom kickoff table and theme it. Obviously over a subject of Nuffleween.
Yeah.
The one year was Halloween themed.
The first year was just straight Halloween.
Just
themed.
Halloween, and then
the second year was also just tweaked.
Right, and then last year was
Phantasm themed.
Phantasm movie, and this year is
Tentacles.
Tentacles the movie?
No, it's just Tentacles.
Okay. Well, what I'm trying to lead up to is if you come to town for Nuffleween Friday night, we will be watching a movie at the home of the Gingers.
Yes. Yeah.
And you're welcome to come over, watch a scary movie, and then get your butts out as soon as it's over so we can all go to sleep and play lots of Blood Bowl.
There's a hard out at 11. We haven't really decided what movie to watch either. Because,
I thought you already bought this.
No, see, this is not technically based on a movie because we're doing it with Whip-Arm, Loot Grip. So there is a movie called It Came From Beneath the Seas that has a sea monster with tentacles, and I don't think anybody wants to watch that.
Okay, so
it's like 19...
So the movie is undecided as of right now.
Right, because it's like cheapo 1956.
Okay, but you will pick out a movie between now and then.
I was going to kind of email out to people, see what they were thinking.
Really?
Okay, Phantasm 2. There.
Oh my gosh.
If you want a movie, I can find worse. We can watch Basket Case.
Oh, Lord. I don't want to watch any of them because they're scary movies. And I don't care if they're like Nickelodeon shows.
Killer Clowns
now.
from Outer Space.
You picked it. The movie's up to you guys because I don't like scary movies.
Is Killer Clowns from Outer Space that scary?
You know how I yelled a lot during Phantasm about how stupid it was?
Yeah.
That's just to kind of like overpower the fear of scary movies. Like I can go through a haunted house acting really tough, but if I don't do that, I'm going to be scared. So
you know what the scariest part of Phantasm was? The random black lady who just showed up in their house for one scene.
Yes.
Who are you, lady?
Watch Phantasm.
Why are you here?
She will show up out of the middle of nowhere, and you'll never see her again.
Hey, boys, how's it going? Oh, it's going pretty well. You want to watch Reggie? Nah, that's okay. You take him. Okay, see you later. What? So anyways, yeah.
Dude, they didn't need to remake Phantasm with her coming back. Like she was just a ghost the whole time messing with them.
Maybe it was.
From that other dimension.
Should be.
All right, let's get back on Blood Bowl.
Okay. So did you want to go with the kickoff table? Or?
Yeah, why don't you go over the kickoff table really quick?
Okay, so basically, as I stated, the idea was tentacles were underneath the pitch.
Okay.
So,
nice creepy vibe.
Number 2, the referee appears to have been eaten. A tentacle has come up and taken one of the referees. Each team gets a free bribe for the rest of the game.
That's pretty cool.
Kind of like the regular one.
All right, you want me to read number 3?
Sure.
Number 3. We're getting mad.
They're
getting mad. We better hurry up. In quotes. Move the turn marker forward 1 turn, even if it ends the game. Ooh, you are brutal, my friend.
Yeah, speeds up the game.
It does. That's a no matter what. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
4 is the slime from below. Some sort of slime has oozed up from below and covered the ball in its sticky essence. To represent this, the ball carrier for this drive will have to roll a d6 whenever they hand off or pass the ball. On a 1, they fail and hold on to it. Simple enough.
Number 5. What's that? Near the stands? ? Roll a d6 and add fame. The lowest result, or both if tied, will have a probability wizard in their employ dragged into the tunnels and eaten. Lose a reroll, gain a dead probability wizard. What?
What?
Did I read that right?
Yeah. I like that one. That one still makes me laugh.
Okay. So there's some wizards in the stands. They're watching the game.
Yeah, it's your probability wizards, and then just a tentacle comes up and takes them down.
And I get a free wizard.
What? They lose a probability reroll.
Oh.
They lose a reroll, gain a dead probability wizard because he's dead.
Oh, so you just get a husk.
It was a joke.
Oh, I was thinking you get a free wizard.
No. You get your own wizard just dead.
Okay. Fair enough.
If you had any.
Sure,
If not,
I got you.
No big deal.
I got you.
Number 6. The tentacles seem to want to help. All armor rolls are at a -1 for this drive.
Oh, so they're helping you down. They're just squiggly.
It's nice and
That'd be
soft.
so gross.
Ugh.
Number 7. What else could go wrong? Reroll the weather using a D8 until you get a result you do not currently have. Oh, I love this. And then it's like the Oklahoma Bowl
Right.
weather chart.
See, that's why I was confused, because I
Yeah.
thought it was like...
So you
just
roll the
for-
D8 and you get there is some normal. So 1's heat wave, 2 through 2, 3 is very sunny, 4, 5 is normal, 6, 7's pouring rain, and then a blizzard at 8. That's
Yeah.
good.
There's no combining of them.
Right.
But, you know.
Can't wait to hear people whine about that, Tim Har.
Number 8. The tentacles are definitely not wanting to help. All armor rolls are at a +1 for this drive.
That's awesome.
So it's the opposite of the other one.
Yeah, you'll have a lot of complaints about that one too.
Oh, yeah.
That's okay. Aim all complaints about the kickoff table to
It gets
Steve.
worse.
Okay. Hey guys, I have an idea. Each coach rolls 2d6, adds fame. If the result is 10 or over, you get a reroll. Well, I like that one.
Yeah, I like this way of doing rerolls. I don't really want people to get rerolls, but if you roll that high, you get one.
Sure, yeah. You've done this before, I think, last year, and I praised you on
I
that.
like it.
So, go for it.
So number 10. Now that's a lewd maneuver. Trying to turn the tide of the kick, one of the kicking team's players decides to take advantage of a giant tentacle near them. The kicking team must choose one of their players not in a tackle zone. They are lifted by the tentacle and thrown over the line of scrimmage. Choose a square on the line of scrimmage on the receiving team's side, or up to 2 squares deeper, middle area only. Scatter 3 times, and then land according to the normal landing rolls. The player may make a normal action after landing or not, unless injured, obviously. If the player being thrown is lewd grip, he lands on anything but a 1.
Wow, that's pretty awesome.
It could be.
So, Lewd Grit can control those tentacles to lay them down softly.
They're just throwing him over the line.
That's pretty cool.
If it happens. It's kind of like a blitz. Just one with one character, basically. And you have to land it.
If you land it, yeah. This blitz will cost you a land of 4 or better.
Do. Oh, he's dead. Yeah.
All right.
Tentacles give, tentacles take.
I like how you added the Lewd Grit part, so a little bit of incentive to take him. Number 11, caution when slimy. Due to the overwhelming amount of slime covering the pitch, all go for it's fail on a 1 or a 2 for this drive. Okay. That's kind of like the Blizzard thing, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
And my crowning achievement, 12. Oh, great. A grate opens up underneath the middle of the pitch. Randomly roll to see which of the 7 squares on the line of scrimmage opens. This gate will open on each side of the pitch, kicking and receiving. Each player in that space is taken underground for the rest of the drive. After the drive ends, they come back sporting brand new tentacles. Each player receives the tentacle skill for the rest of the tournament. And then you get a nice little pink band from us to show that you have tentacles.
That is amazing.
It may never come into play. It could happen the third game.
Oh, it's going to come into play.
Yeah.
That would suck to lose your player for the drive, but it'd be cool to have that skill.
It's
It'd
probably
be
just
awesome.
a lineman guy.
It'd be awesome though to happen like, the kickoff right before halftime. Then you get them back, and then you get tentacles.
God.
That'd be so great.
The only thing is, like, if you're playing Nurgle and you already have tentacles, you don't get 2 tentacles. You just get more tentacles.
Sure, they can have it.
Yeah. Doesn't change the skill.
We'll tell you it's like in 2nd edition. You have tentacles level 6, but that does nothing else for you.
You have fancy new tentacles.
You have tentacle legs. Awesome. So we got a custom kickoff table. We have star players you could normally not play with certain teams, so the combinations are endless. A nice big build of 1.1 million.
And if you're thinking of going, it's November 14th here in Norman, Oklahoma. It's still $20 up until the end of the month. And then after that, it'll be $25. We can register at the door for $25.
And get your rosters in early.
Yes.
That's very important, so we can check those and make
It's
sure
always good
everything's
if
right.
you register, pay, and get a roster in. Makes everything much easier in life.
If that's not incentive enough to come out and have a lot of fun, the last incentive is this is the final leg of the Scars Regional Series.
Yep.
We have 2 guys high in the lead
It's down to 2 guys,
unless,
Dean and Tim.
unless they do incredibly bad and we have an attendance of like 40 people.
Right. There's a slightest chance
Right.
someone else can
but
squeeze in.
probably realistically, 99% chance it's going to either be Tim Har or Dean Piper who's fighting it out. They're just points separating each guy.
Yep.
So it's pretty exciting. And we'll also be giving away the Scars Legacy team,
Yeah.
which I have almost all the miniatures in, and the team is coming together really cool.
It looks really nice.
It looks nice. Everybody has different painting styles. Everybody's using different miniatures, but that's what you get with the Legacy team.
That's the fun of it.
And it's looking awesome.
You know it's a good legacy team when you look at it and go, oh, I want to keep it.
Well, your name is in it just as much
That's
as
true.
my name. So
Yeah.
right now I think we have 14 people in it. So we have a 1 out of 14 chance of, I think it's 14 people,
Sounds right.
of winning the thing. So it's pretty awesome.
And we'll have a third party pull the thing.
I don't even want
We
to hear.
always do.
I don't want to hear from anybody. So I'm gonna give the tickets to Kent, and he's gonna go write the names on them, and then he's gonna take them over to Brian, and Brian's gonna pull the thing, and then Kent's gonna come back and do the result
There you
because I'm gonna win it.
go. You can hope.
I can kind of.
You have a good, yeah.
I have a 1 out of 14 chance of being. I can brag.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna win it. Boom, done. My team,
I'll take it if you don't.
dude. If I win it, I'll probably play it. It's cool. Scars.
Yeah.
So I do appreciate everybody who's participated in that, whether you played in it or far away,
Yeah.
and participated. So
Other than that, there'll be candy. We had donuts last year. I don't know if we'll do that again.
yeah, I don't know about that.
People didn't really eat them.
On the Scars deal, you do not have to be present to win. So
Oh,
if you
no.
did donate a miniature, it's very possible that I'll just be sending you the team.
If you played.
Right? Yeah, if you played. So, anyways, that's all I got for Nuffleween, buddy.
Sounds good.
You're gonna dress up in costume?
I doubt it sincerely.
Can I play in the tournament instead of you?
No.
What if there's
No.
What if there's 10
This
people?
feels... you can play in addition to,
Okay.
if there's not a whole lot of people.
Woohoo! I'm odd man out. I'm gonna have to
Uh,
make up my team.
I'm looking forward to just being able to go to a tournament. Not like I'm not going to do anything, but
You will help.
I know.
You-
But I get to actually just play during the day.
I'll let you.
I know.
I'll handle it all.
Yeah.
Unless I'm playing, and then
No.
you'll probably have to handle about 75% of it. Your games will be over quick.
Mary.
Stop. I work with a Mary, and every time I see her, I want to go, Mary. All right. We're going to wrap this up. We'll be back with some shout-outs.
I am Corn, god of carnage and blood. You're listening to Both Down with Steve and Scott. Coming up next, shout-outs.
Okay, go ahead with your shout out thing.
All right. We got some shout-outs to do.
Who to?
Do you want to start first?
I
Shout-outs! You knew that's coming.
knew it was coming. Everybody did. Anyways, first one, Sean Lehman, who is doing a Kickstarter for what's it called?
Oklahoma City's own Sean Lehman. I guess I should say the state of Oklahoma. I'm not going to reveal his city because I know that fans of his new game that's on Kickstarter,
What?
what is going to be all over him. He's the one, the creator of the Rivals Masters of the Deep game that's on Kickstarter. As of the time of that we are recording this on October 22nd, there's 22 days left. It is already
So
funded.
it'll be done October 44.
Right. There's 22 days left. It has already met its goal, but there's so many
looks pretty
things
cool.
unlocking, and yeah, it actually
It's got
looks
those
really
little
cool.
chibis and it's like steampunk.
Right.
and
I expect to
underwater.
get this for Christmas from Steve
Oh, really? 'Cause that's not going to happen.
at the high level, so I can get all the extras.
Steve bought you Star Wars tickets.
Steve bought him tickets, and he knew he'd get in trouble if he didn't buy me one.
There is truth to this.
We also, I want to shout out Lee Retman, who purchased some Prime Dice and the comic with some artwork by me and my buddies.
Signed autograph edition.
Signed and autographed, yeah. So thank you very much. And video Vid, if I'm pronouncing that right. Him and his group of guys over there in Italy, I believe, or
Believe
Spain.
I think it's Spain. They're going to Italy for World Cup.
I cannot remember. You shipped it, so I can't remember.
Oh, no, it was Spain.
Was it Spain?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They bought a whole bunch of Scott Prime dice, different colors and such, and I appreciate that very much.
If anybody else would like Scott Prime dice, please contact us and give us all your hard-earned money.
Yeah, we still got some colors are almost out. The pink is almost out.
Good.
But doing good on that. And then we also like to, I think collectively we're happy that we have some new Blood Bowl podcasts that we talk about.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about earlier in the episode, but shout out to Anything But a One and Percy's Trollcast for coming aboard the scene. Welcome to the group.
Yeah.
And
hopefully they'll last more than 5 or 6 episodes.
Oh, they might.
We've seen many come and go.
That's right. And just when we thought one was dead, it kind of came back too. So,
But then another one died. I think another one is officially dead. Who knows?
yeah.
Another one might be coming.
Oh,
It's just like, jeez.
awesome.
For a game that nobody plays, we sure do have a lot of podcasts.
For a game that nobody plays, I think us tabletop people should admit that there's a lot of people playing the video game.
Oh, of course.
Whether it's buggy, it's bad, or chaos teams are ruining the scene. I've seen more posts lately on Facebook, because I'm in a lot of these Blood Bowl groups, where people are talking about it and they're jazzed about it. And even up at the comic store when I work, people have talked to me about it because they know I play Blood Bowl, and they're excited about the game.
We really need to get at least a flyer down there talking about, do you want to learn tabletop Blood Bowl? Contact us at...
I've tried to really talk to the couple of guys that have talked to me, and they love the concept of paying $50 for a game, but not having to paint miniatures, or anything like that. So if I wanted to play more than one team, I'd have to buy it. If you came to tournaments, you'd have to play another race. So I don't know. But eventually they might break down once they sample it and get the fever. Without a doubt, we're probably outnumbered, us tabletop guys,
sure.
by a lot.
Now, does it have the longevity? Who knows?
No, I don't.
Because that's really the main thing.
Heck, I don't know. It might be
more people played the old video game than tabletop, but
right.
That went away.
It could be a fad like those remote control cars that play soccer.
Is that fad? Rocket League?
Oh, I love that. Shout out to Rocket League players.
Rocket League's pretty cool.
I am never going to play that game, but that is the one game I enjoy watching people
If you ever
play.
get bored, go on Twitch, watch people play Rocket League. It's pretty entertaining.
It's pretty fun. I'm like the old man, just letting the kids swim and watch their joy.
You could actually get DeLorean skins for that. For Back to the Future. That would be neat.
I downloaded like a BMW skin or something for Mario Kart.
Yeah, it's true.
It's pretty awesome. So, any more shout-outs, Steve?
Been a low month for shout-outs.
Man, we're not getting... Where's the
It was
feedback,
also just
fellas?
2 weeks ago that we did a podcast.
I know.
So.
We're doubling up this month, catching up on the number scheme. Next month's a big 5-0.
Big 5-0.
It's really been months ago that the big 5-0 happened.
Sure.
But, in the number scheme, we're on the 5-0. That's pretty
We either
impressive.
accept it or we don't. At this point, whatever.
Yeah, okay. So episode 50 is coming out next month.
Don't think we're doing anything special. We might do episode 50 and then a Nuffleween recap or something.
What? We're going to include all that stuff in, if you ask me.
Nobody
It's just
ever
going to be
does.
extra big. It's going to be twice as long as a normal episode. We're going to go for the record of the longest Blood Bowl podcast.
I'm not against that idea, except I have to edit it.
That's why.
And it's kind of hard
That's why I'm kind of all for it.
to do it. Now,
I mean, if you listen to the D6 generation, those guys have podcasts that almost go 4 hours. So we could,
they probably also get crowdfunded and have good computers. We
yeah.
established that mine can't even play Blood Bowl. I wanted to pick up another game that a friend told me about. He's like, "Oh, you'd really like this. You should get into it." Look, can I play this? The website goes, "No." That's cute. And it patted me on my head.
But in other news, Bullhead Inc. is up and running, right?
Bullhead Inc.?
For the last shout out here,
Sure.
let's go out with a Kilowog. Let's add a Kilowog.
Add a Kilowog to the shout-outs.
Yeah.
My business is up and running. Bullhead, one word, Inc., I-N-K.
I'm impressed. He goes out there and he prints some shirts.
I did one in between segments.
If you, let's see, this will be in the past. So if you just came off of Oktoberfest Bowl, or whatever it's called.
Oktoberfest.
Just Oktoberfest, run by Jim Luft and the guys from the Blood Bowl blog. All those shirts were produced by the Bullhead Inc.
Mm-hmm.
So, impressive.
I'm getting things squared away, getting shirts made. Still need to get websites up and running. Plan to have a special Blood Bowl only website soon.
Oh, that's nice. Good.
Just have to find time and expertise.
I notice you have the ability to do dice bags.
I do. I have the ability to do the dice bags like at Chaos Cup and something special, which I haven't tried yet.
Oh, okay. Then don't tell everybody.
Well, I did.
You did?
Just did.
What? Dice bags?
No, I'm saying that. I have an idea to do special dice bags.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if it'll work. I have to try
okay.
it.
I got you. I'm with you. I'm sorry. Sorry to keep this dragging out. Well, cool.
And buttons soon. Sublimating. Like I can do all kinds of crap.
I like watching you go through the trial and error process of, damn it, I messed this up, and then you fix the next one. That's part of learning, though.
Oh, I know, and it's very frustrating because it'd be nice and easy if my brother came up and actually showed me how to do stuff.
It was a lot better messing up shirts when it was your brother's business.
Oh, yeah.
And then you could hey, Scott, I got this extra shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of messed up on it, but you can have it.
Well, I can still do that now, but
I know. It's just
man, if you don't know, I mean, I got a whole garage full of equipment. High-dollar machines that I don't have a clue what the hell I'm doing.
Don't say that.
No, I can get it done, but my brother has to walk me through it, and he lives 3 hours away.
There is a few machines I have not seen you touch, so I'm sure that's coming.
There are two
after.
printers that I have not done anything: sublimation and photo printer.
You'll get there, brother.
I will.
So if you need any T-shirts like Jim Luff did, and
if you want buttons, I can do 3-inch, no problem. Any other size, got a big enough order, I'll buy the equipment.
Cool. Awesome. So all your Blood Bowl merch needs can be satisfied through Both Down.
I will satisfy you.
To Bullhead Inc.
You know what I thought of the other day?
What's that?
Bullhead, B and D at the ends.
Mm-hmm.
BD.
Nice.
Both Down.
Let's just change our podcast on episode 50 to Bullhead.
Bullhead podcast.
Why
we
not?
are a couple bullheads.
I think you're a lot more bullheaded than me.
This is true.
I usually go with the flow a lot easier than you do.
Okay, if no one's caring, I'm going to stick up for myself, yeah.
Okay.
It gets so annoying. What do you want to do? Oh, I don't know. What do you want to do? Oh, I don't know. What do you want to do? Are you asking me? Because if you're asking me, I will tell you. Otherwise, just pick something. No, it's okay. You can pick. Okay, I want this. You're so opinionated. You fucking asked.
All right.
That's
the
life.
final, it's not really a shout out. It is a request to the fans.
Nude photos.
No, well, to any of the ladies out there, sure.
Any of the ladies?
Well, sure. Bring it. I'll look. Any.
Okay. So, Jonathina.
Sure. Bring it. I don't care.
Extremina.
Sure, whatever. Whatever. Bring it. I'll look.
T. Lawson Tina.
Right. T. Lawson Tina. and Shauna kick your arses.
T. Lawson Tina might be a player on one of my new teams.
Just when I was trying to bring it back to Blood Bowl and talk serious.
Let's go.
So we are about to start the 10th season of the Dragonfire Blood Bowl League. And I don't really know what the final team I'm going to play in the 10th season. I'm probably going to play Chaos Pact, but we played 2 teams. So I'm kind of narrowed it down to I kind of wanted to play Slan, but you're going to play Slan. So I probably shouldn't play Slan.
That's the idea, yeah.
So therefore, I'm probably going to either go with Nurgle or Vampires. I kind of want a team that doesn't come with built-in skills, just to kind of have a little self-challenge there with the random skills.
Do we know what Alan's playing?
We don't.
If
So
he plays vampires, play Nurgle.
well, that's the obvious choice. I think he's going to play something different from what
Okay.
I understand. He was done with vampires. So I'm asking the fans, and they can do it by, they can send an email if you want. Just give me a vote. What do you think I should play? Nurgle or vampires?
Email or vote Scott. Let him know which one you pick.
Yeah, I might even name a player after you.
It's a choose your own adventure.
Yeah.
Maybe they could be the coach.
The only downfall to having vampires is I'd have to use... my vampire team's not completely painted yet, so...
Because you got new thralls.
Right.
Yeah.
And so that's the only downside to that. But, yeah, it's a home league, so you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, absolutely.
So anyways, your opinions. What does Scott Prime need to challenge himself with? Vampires or Nurgle?
For vampires, turn to page 24.
For Nurgle, turn to page 41. Speaking of Nurgle, my team on the Fumble League is effing destroyed.
Yeah, in between segment 3 and shout-outs, Scott had to play a game.
I'm going to end this with saying I think it's the curse of Keggy. Because last week of the season, I had to play our buddy Keller in the league with his orcs. He wasn't going to the playoffs. I was.
Right.
Didn't really need to play the game, but, you know, in the theme of it all, I should have played the game.
Right.
But it makes me wonder if some people, like, go, oh, I can't make it this week. And then they dodge a team.
Yeah.
So I play him, and he kills one of my best players, one of my best Nurgle warriors. So I limp into the playoffs, and from that moment on, I've been getting people killed left and right. And it's just my highest star player guy, dead. I lost a guy tonight with MA +1, block, dodge, tackle, wrestle.
Jeez.
They're just falling off. It's like baby back ribs. The meat's just falling off the bones, dude. They're dead. They're all dead. I'm not buying another player for the rest of the season and calling it done. So there you go.
There's a reason I don't play.
Tonight in Fumble, it was knockout, serious injure, dead, like first 3 blocks.
In the same turn.
Yeah. Before I ever got to move, there was 3 guys removed from the pitch before I ever got a turn.
Jeez.
And it's just like, why bother? So, oh well.
I agree.
I'll play out the season, unlike some people. And I don't even know who I was aiming that at, but somebody's at home listening going, he's
You son
talking
of a
about
bitch.
me.
It's probably your ex.
Yeah, exactly. All right, give me a vote on the Vampires or Nurgle for Season 10. And if Steve has nothing else to say, I'm going to say goodnight, everybody.
Good night.
You can follow Both Down on Twitter at Both Down. You can follow Scott at Fat Finley, FATFINLEY, and Steve at Kilowog2814. If you'd like to email, their email address is bothdownpodcast@gmail.com. Or for more information, you can visit them at bothdown.com or on Facebook, facebook.com/bothdown.
Okay.
Let's rock and roll.
My Brandon?
Yeah.
All right, ready?
Are you?
I don't know. You're going to have to listen to this one.
It's like an episode in an episode in an episode. Welcome to Yeah, I did.
Okay.
So it's your turn.
You ready?
Nope.
Welcome to Both Down. Ah, shit. Welcome to episode 49 of Both Down.
Mm-hmm. The No One Bloodable podcast.
Okay. Welcome to episode 49 of Both Down. Shit. That's not right.
Both down the shit.
No, what is it?
Welcome to episode 49, Both Down, the number one Blood Bowl podcast.
Don't we say welcome to Both Down, episode 49?
Whatever, either way.
That's what we say. Right? We don't say episode first. You don't even remember anymore. I've confused you to a point where you don't remember.
Both Down, episode 48.
Yeah, sounds right.
Just because I did it that way does not mean that we always do it that way.
We are now.
Until we forget next month.
Which is always.
Yeah.
All right, you ready now?
Am I? Yes.